is the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee.
From Providence, Rhode Island, we head west to New Canaan, Connecticut, where we find the iconic Glass House, one of the great works of early modern American architecture and the private home of its creator, Philip Johnson.
It's a pilgrimage site for students of architecture, lovers of design, and lovers of art.
This is stunning. I mean, this is stunning.
Now a museum, the home stands on a gorgeous property dotted with multiple buildings and galleries, all designed by Johnson over a 50-year period. I'm in New Canaan, Connecticut, known for its colonial heritage. What you might not have known is that the modernist movement in America also started here in the 1940s by Philip Johnson, best known for the Glass House. Here I met up with its curator, Irene Shum.
This is a gorgeous place.
Well, thank you. The Glass House is a landmark of modern architecture. It was completed in 1949.
This looks like it could have been built like 10 years ago.
I know, it does. It's very fresh. We call it classic modern, and this minimal aesthetic is aged well. It was unusual back then. It's unusual now. Philip Johnson was an architect, a curator, preservationist, as well as an art patron. And he did all of those things very well. The Glass House is a misnomer. The Glass House is, in fact, a 49-acre campus. And on this campus, we have 14 structures. We have the Glass House, which is actually 2 structures. It is the Glass House and the Brick House. To the north of the property are the galleries. In 1965, he built his painting gallery. It's a unique structure. There are 3 rotating panels on which paintings are hung. 5 years later, he built the sculpture gallery, which is the large white building behind us.
I see something quite remarkable among all this fall foliage.
Yes, Philip Johnson said the Glass House is a permanent camping trip. And so when you are inside the Glass House, the house disappears and you're really just in this beautiful New England landscape.
I mean, I know he made the metaphor of feeling like you're camping, and maybe this is glamping, but you know, what a 360 view of all this.
The Glass House, as I mentioned, is 49 acres, and more than half of that acreage is this view to the west. The topography drops dramatically and continues to drop until the river.
And would this have been the same furniture that he would have left?
Yes.
Can I sit on this?
Yes, please do.
I mean, I'm not a deep thinker, but I actually think I would think deep thoughts if I sat here long enough.
Actually, if you sit on this chair, why don't we do this?
This is the even deeper thinking.
Yeah, this is a deeper thinking chair. If we look at the painting in front of you, it's an idealized landscape. And if you follow the horizon line, you'll see that that horizon line continues into the actual horizon line.
This is magnificent. I mean, he didn't live in this.
He did, actually. He
had a bed in here?
It's on the other side of the pony wall. So, let's have a look.
I mean, this is unusual. Most bedrooms I see, well, first of all, he's surrounded by glass, but it's so minimalist.
It is very minimalist, but at the same time, the finishes are high quality, so it feels very, at the same time, luxurious.
I think it's so different than what I would expect to find in New Canaan, Connecticut. This would have been revolutionary out here. To be surrounded by the beauty of nature. I mean, he must have been surrounded in the morning by deer, because I know this area has a lot of deer. Imagine waking up seeing animals right outside your windows.
There's a lot of wildlife here. We have deer, we have coyotes, we have turkeys, foxes, snakes, you name it, snapping turtles. It's wonderful here. The clean lines and the minimal living would not be possible without the brick house, because the brick house actually services the Glass House. That's where the boiler and your hot water heater, etc., are located. There is a crawl space that runs parallel to the gravel path that all the plumbing and electrical come from the brick house and then service the Glass House. The brick house is the glass house's counterpoint.
When I walk through this space, I feel like there's an art diorama around me. And this is a diorama that changes every day.
What you're describing right now reminds me of a famous quote by Philip Johnson of, "I have very expensive wallpaper," and the wallpaper is this wonderful view.
I know wallpaper isn't in vogue these days, but if this is what having wallpaper means, then I want wallpaper.
I want wallpaper too.
Thank you very
so
much. Thank you. And I'm just going to admire the view just for a few seconds longer.
Absolutely.